So you're probably trying to figure out, how in the world do I get started with my business? Do I do this? Do I do that? And because you can't make a decision, you're getting stuck. Well, I want to share a story about what my kids did to get their business moving forward. Coming up. Hey there, it's Billy with Keep On Cash Flow, back once again to share tips and strategies that are going to help you to go out and make more money. They're going to help you to have more control over your free time and ultimately live with less stress. So if it's your first time here, why don't you do yourself a favor and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And you're also going to want to make sure that you check out the links and the comments that are in the section below. And I'm just going to ask you right up front, if you find value in this video, go ahead and give it a like, as well as share it with other friends. Because so many of you are already helping to do exactly that, our community is growing exponentially, and really appreciate that. So, but I want to come back to this whole thing about how do you go out and build your business. You can also think about this as how do you build your investment portfolio, because it's really similar. Like in some of the things, I guess one of the reasons that I'm even talking about this is quite frequently I get many people that will ask me, well, I'm not really sure where I get started, or I don't know who the right person is to bring on my team, or I don't know how I'm supposed to get in touch with that person, or I don't have enough of this, or I don't have enough of that. And I get that. All of those questions or concerns, they're completely legitimate. But here's the point. At the end of the day, you have to start somewhere. And what I just went through over the weekend was absolutely amazing. And that's why I want to stop here and share it with you, because in the exact same way that my children were actually building up their portfolio, and I'll tell you a little bit about that more in a second, they were also doing a lot of the things that are necessary to go out and build a strong business and or your investment portfolio. And I just wanted to share that with you because, and for those of you that have kids, you're really going to relate to this, because and I don't know, or if you don't have kids, maybe when you were growing up, you had a baseball card collection, or you were collecting soccer cards, or you were collecting, I don't know, your favorite, your Transformer cards or something like that. Well, my kids love this, this thing called Dragon Ball. And so they collect cards, and they've been doing that for quite a while. But the thing is they keep buying packages and packages and packages, but they have a lot of cards that are the same cards. And so over the weekend, they had there was an opportunity for them to actually get to their goal, which was actually to fill up their whole collection, fill up their album. And the way that they can do that is here on Sunday mornings in Barcelona, there's a place where lots of different kids go, and they bring all their different baseball cards and soccer cards and their whatever series that the kids like to watch, and they can go out and trade cards with one another. And this is actually where the magic happened. It was absolutely unbelievable. So imagine this, our kids were getting started. They knew that they had a clear goal. Like the first step was they wanted to go out and make sure that their album was as full as possible, or if not completed. And I'll tell you how that ends at the end. But the first thing, they were thinking about what was the goal. And so of course they came and they asked their advisors, mom and dad, like, what can we do to get prepared for tomorrow? And so their mother gave them a great idea. They said, hey, listen, why don't you write down the number of cards that you don't have, so that you know tomorrow when you go to get the cards, these are the ones that you need to complete the albums. But the whole point here is they had a clear goal of what they wanted to do. They wanted to fill out their album, and they had the first step, which is to write down all the numbers and absolutely go for those numbers and to be able to trade. But the magic started happening once we got to the event. And hopefully I'll figure out a way to put, like, just to give you a quick shot of the video, what we saw when we got there. But it was really cool. So we get to this place, and first of all, the kids had their goal in mind. They knew what they wanted to do, which was fill out their album. But then they had to go and like sift through this sea of kids to find their tribe. Right? They had to find who their tribe was, the person that could actually help them with Dragon Ball. They went through a bunch of kids that had soccer cards, some others that had like doll baby cards, and they finally found their tribe, which was the other people that had Dragon Ball cards. And so when they found their tribe, it was really interesting to watch the kids, because in the beginning, they went up and they were kind of small, like really looking small, and asking, because they didn't really know what the norms were for the group and how do I trade this card and that card. And mom and dad were kind of there to help them, right? Like mentors or coaches are there to help you in the beginning when you're not feeling so confident. And then they traded the first card, didn't kind of know what was going on, felt weird. And then you see that they traded the second card, and then they traded the third card, and then they traded the fourth card, and then they became so much more confident because they'd had repetitions. They were going through it over and over and over. And so they had a chance to meet new kids, right? Because that's always something that when you're building your business or you're building out your portfolio, you want to build relationships with new people in the exact same way that the kids were building and meeting new people. They had to come out of their shell. So that was another thing. And then also it was amazing that once they started getting feedback and meeting kids, they actually started putting kids in touch with one another. That they met a kid a couple minutes ago and they said, hey, look, go talk to this kid. So they were actually building a bridge between different people, and when you're building relationships and building your business or building your real estate portfolio or your investment portfolio, these are things that you will want to do to continue to build a strong, continuous business. And then also they started to change and adapt. And one of the things that in the very end, when my youngest son actually completed his portfolio or his album, he was looking for one card. I think it was the card number 24, and he was looking for it, and he found one kid that actually was just getting started who didn't have many cards at all in his album. And so what he realized was my son wanted the 24 card, and he realized that the other kid didn't have many cards at all. So rather than trading, what they had been doing is like 2 for 2 and then sometimes 2 for 3 or 1 for 3. My son had a stack of cards like this. And so what he decided to do was give the kid a big stack. I think it was like 40 cards or something like that for the one card, because he wanted that one card to complete his album. So he learned the value of equal doesn't always mean fair. And so it was great. Like in terms of what he saw value, he wanted the one, so he was willing to give up 40, and the other kid wanted to fill out his album much faster, and so he gave up the one card that he had. So they were learning how to adapt to the situation and see what was going on and work to create win-win scenarios. Aside from that, there were different languages. I heard French, I heard Italian, I heard Spanish, of course, and Catalan, which are the languages they speak here, English. It was really, really cool. And then, of course, they were counting cards constantly, so the numbers were going through, and they were revising numbers and looking at things like that. So the reason I'm telling you this is just as much as all of these different lessons, like setting your goals, finding your tribe or your prospects that you want to go out and work with or work through as either building your business or investing, meeting new people, which can be new team members, can be new customers. All of these things are really important as it relates to building your business and building out your investment portfolio. Having the ability to adapt your strategy given the situation and look to create win-win scenarios for all those that are involved, either with your suppliers, with your customers. These things are amazing. And then, of course, if you're working internationally like I am in long distance, language, culture, numbers, these things are always going to be really, really important. So I hope you've been able to see with this simple example that it's really about just getting started, taking the first step, being really clear on why you want to do something, and then from there go one step to the next, to the next, to the next, having the ability to adapt, surround yourself with advisors, with mentors, with coaches, and continue to take action and move forward each and every time. So listen, like I said, I'm always interested in helping you to move forward so that you can get your mindset in the right way, to have your roadmap, which is the map to get you to your goals, and also to help you to take action or movement. Those are the things that I like to talk about. So, and also too, I've been sharing with most of you the fact that I am still working in the multinational, and I really, really love investing in cash flowing assets back in the United States. I've created an ebook for you as well. So if you're interested in picking that up, why don't you go to keeponcashflow.com/roadmap, and you can pick up that gift from me to you. So definitely want to hear your comments on this one. What roadblocks have you faced in the past that have stopped you from moving forward? And I hope that this little story from my kids helps to give you the clarity and the motivation to go out there and start to build your business as well as your investment portfolio. So this is Billy Keels with Keep on Cash Flow. It's my 2 cents for today. And as always, hasta la próxima.